Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. Whole sports all plays. 365, we making the plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics never the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. Whole sports all plays.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
Oh! This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to GWR Gonzo'S Wrestling Room, Monday, November 18th, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez, Marcus Fine, and Warren Misery. How's it going, guys?
Doing good.
Great.
As I'm still getting the screen set up.
Got Mr. Ring Announcer.
How'd that go?
You know what? I had a blast. It was an amazing time. I had a lot of fun.
First half, no mic.
There were some mic issues, but I'm glad I got my voice. But I was whooped by the time I got home. But it was an amazing time, an amazing crowd, and tons of fun. Can't wait to
guess who fixed the mic?
Wiley?
Nope. The man that can do it all, Joey Owens.
Oh, that don't surprise me.
You did an awesome job.
Yeah, you did pretty damn
Thank
good.
you.
Well, finally found something he could do.
Yeah.
I gotta give you at least one shot.
Yeah. All fun. I mean, I'm so excited. I want to do it again. It was so much fun. And to everyone that watches this, when you're in the crowd, man, it's a whole nother level when you're behind it so much. It's so great because, like I said, the wrestlers were great, everyone was great, but that crowd, that's what made it.
Good. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad it was a good experience, and hopefully you'll get to do it again.
Hopefully.
All right, guys, we have a couple special guests tonight. We want to go ahead and get to the first one?
Yeah. Our first one in, the commissioner of FEW, Mark HAUSS.
Hi, guys. And I'm with Little Commish Hunter.
Little commissioner. Got the assistant commissioner, huh?
Yes, sir.
We're doing good. We're doing good. Well, guys, got a big show coming up this Sunday, FEW there in Greenfield. Mark, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Perfect. I'm just going to go top to bottom with the card, and then you guys got any questions, you let me know. Anybody in the chat, let me know. But this Sunday, the November 24th at the AJ Ricks Center that they always have it at. Tickets are on sale ahead of time. $12 is $15 at the door. So get it ahead of time. Save a few bucks. Use it for Black Friday and have a blast. But some of the matches, because this will be the first show that I am 100% booking the entire thing. Legit commissioner. This isn't a storyline. This is Alex deciding that what's best for business is to allow myself to take over and do this. So this is 100% my brains or my child in terms of putting together a card. And I want you guys to tell me what you guys think if you guys decide to go and or watch it and let me know exactly what you think, what you guys want to see for the future, because I want to be able to give you guys something different. I want to be able to give you fresh faces, places, guys that aren't seen all the time, guys that are from out of state, guys all over. So you're getting a fresh perspective than the same Indiana wrestling, where it's not a bad thing, but after a while, it's good to be able to sprinkle in a little bit of different seasoning on the same meal. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. And we're going to start off. We're going to have Empire, our brothers and sisters from the North who won the FEW Tag Team Championships. they're going to have a little celebration. They want to be able to speak their mind, say their piece, and just kind of tell us on the horizon what they feel is next for themselves and their future and their destiny. So we'll get to hear from them. Also, we have Zay Gates and JT Kirk. So we're mixing a little bit of Mississippi and Indiana wrestling with Zay Gates with a little bit of north of the border. JT Kirk is one of the members of the Empire. That one is first time ever, never seen, and we're going to put them together and let them have a banger because I think they're going to mesh quite well together. We also have – go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I think that would be real good.
Yeah, I think it'll be great.
And I'd also real quick, go ahead and throw this out here. I've been real impressed with the Empire over the last few months of what we've seen of them there at FEW.
Oh yeah, they're up and comers that have been in the Ontario scene and have been around the who's who. I mean, you look at that area over the past 5-10 years, and you got Ethan Pages, you got the Josh Alexanders, you got the Crazy Steves, you got Speedball Mike Bailey. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And you have these guys, the Empire, who worked on shows with these guys and saw them on the inside every single week. And it was just something that was they've learned a lot from and picked up a lot. We also have Bird versus Ricky Guns too. Bird is shooting to the moon in terms of popularity, and Ricky Guns, now that he's dropped Cult X and he's dropped off the dead weight for himself. Yeah. So no more Cult X. We don't need them around FEW anymore. We got the cream of the crop of Cult X, of Ricky Guns, and he's gonna start figuring stuff out on his own. So we're gonna put him in there against Bird for the second time and see what we can do in terms of making some action. We also got Jackson Morgan versus Jacob Rose, and this one's big because they were all together in the aristocracy, and Mitchell is just not having Jacob anymore. So it's going to end up becoming a situation where if Jacob can get through the big beast of a man, the pig man, Jackson Morgan, then he'll get an opportunity for the heavyweight championship. But I don't know if he can. See, I know you're loving this. You're absolutely loving this.
That's a big task.
That's what he wants.
That is a big task. So it's going to be interesting to see former members of the aristocracy go at it, and we're going to see if Jacob can overcome the odds to be able to go after Mitchell for his heavyweight championship. Returning after a few months, we got Elijah Eros, who is becoming one of the near and dear to the crowd and becoming one of those darlings to them. But his tag team partner, Ashton Adonis, after a couple months of being away, is going to show his face again in FEW, and he's going to tag up with Eros to take on the newly formed team of Vinny and Avery Hertz. A little bit of Italian money, maybe a little bit of Italian money. So what we're going to end up doing is having one of those matches where the return guy versus a newly formed tag team. We're going to see how they mesh, especially with Eros and Adonis having been tagging for a couple months since they lost to myself and Michael Elgin. We're going to turn around and we're going to see how it goes. But it should be a very, very, very good match. You want to see Jake Oman versus Jackson Morgan. I mean, Mike Noble does suck. I will tell you that. Mike Noble does. And then we got here, one of the matches that are really, really good is Brandon Day and Ryan Michaels versus Logan Myers and J-Rock Daddy. That is a barn burner, and that's going to be something that you do not want to miss. That is 4 quality guys that are getting in the ring together and locking horns. So it's going to be very interesting to see. And then the last thing here is with the card is that we got Storm, Jake Oman, and Hodari. They're going to be in the building. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know potentially matches or if they're just sitting around watching, but the 3 of them are going to be there. So keep your eyes peeled. We might have a couple extra surprises up our sleeve on top of what's already there. Yeah. You're excited too? You're excited too? I know.
Sounds like a great
$12 pre-sale, $15 at the door. Come on down, enjoy some good wrestling, and it'll be fantastic. I know.
Sounds like a great card, and I like I've told Alex, and the last 3 or 4 shows they've done have been really good. You guys have really stepped things up. It's gotten better and better every month. Hopefully, we can start drawing some bigger numbers. I did do a little better, I think, last month, excuse me. But the shows are definitely worth coming to see, and good prices and a really super venue. So hopefully things will continue to grow.
there's a lot of things that are going to be changing, a lot of things are going to be updating. I've been talking with Alex, and we got a lot of good, unique, new perspectives that a lot of the other companies don't have. Hey, Kelso, and we're going to end up kind of changing the game a little bit and doing things a little differently. So keep your eyes peeled, because we're going to be throwing some things out there you probably haven't seen before, and hopefully give you a different perspective and a different feel on wrestling. I know, dude.
Mark, how long has it been since you? I mean, I know you've wrestled for a long time. How long has it been since you've been wanting to be involved with a company on this level? Booking matches and doing stuff like that. Is it something you always wanted to do, or something just in the last couple of years? Or,
I mean, I've always wanted to get into it. The thing is, my career is starting to wind down. I mean, I put it out there, but you guys, I haven't really said it to the general public, but my left knee has been tore up, and I got to get full reconstruction of it in January. And now having this little guy, I don't want anything else but to take care of him, and I want to be able to be healthy and safe. I've wrestled 21 years. I've put in good career, but yeah, Ricky Guns. But what I want to do is I've always wanted to be able to kind of book and tell stories. I mean, you can he's coming up the ranks. I didn't run away, dude. I moved to a better place so I didn't have to be around you and your stinky ass. So that's all. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, Indiana is just becoming the future because as soon as he leaves, it'll clean itself up, and then the next state he goes to will be just as dirty. So just kick him out of your state. But as far as wanting to be a booker and as far as wanting to do matches, I mean, you can ask anybody who I've worked with behind the scenes. I mean, you guys, if you guys have seen it at shows, I want to help everybody get to their best level in terms of promos, character development, wrestling, anything that I can get my hands on to be able to help. You can ask any of those guys. I am sitting there all night doing everything I can to help build everybody else up. So it's always been something I've wanted to do. Plus, out of the 21 years, easily over a decade, I've helped train schools, and I've helped do seminars, and I help give my 2 cents to the points where you can ask the guys now. I mean, people will send me matches, and when I get a chance lately, I haven't been able to as much, but I was generally watching about 10, 15 matches a week, critiquing and giving back. So this is something I've always loved to do. It just now will become more prominent for me because of the fact that I'm going to slow down with my own wrestling. So now I want to be able to give back and give the next generation an opportunity to grow and be the best they can be all over the United States.
Marcus, do you have any questions?
I don't know if they're questions, more statements. I think Jake Oman's doing a seminar, right?
Yes, sir. Jake Oman is doing a seminar. Let me get that information. Hold on. Unless you got it right up there in front of you. I had it, and now I cannot find it. But you are absolutely correct.
Okay, Alex put Oman seminars from 2 to 4.
You are absolutely right. 2 to 4. And we have it here is that it is, as far as I know, it is $20. Yeah, it's from 1 to 4 o'clock. I apologize. It is $20 to go. And honestly, after meeting Mr. Oman and being able to sit down and talk with him and just learn from him and be able to share experiences, him and I have very similar thought processes. He is just an artist in the ring, and he really does know what he's talking about in terms of every aspect of pro wrestling. So if you get a chance for $20, go down for 3 hours, learn a thing or two. Plus, the thing is, too, if you want to get an FEW, which is up and coming and rising and is going to have a different feel, and you're going to miss out if you don't want to get your butt in there, I mean, this is a good chance to get seen by the owner. It's a good chance to get feedback back to me because I'm the one who's 2 to 4. I'm sorry. And I'm the one, I thought it was 1 to 4. So I apologize, Alex. But if you guys want to get seen and you guys want to be booked, I mean, I'm always got my eyes peeled for new talent and for people that really want it because I was the guy who came up through seminars just like Oman was. So show up, learn a thing or two, and he will be able to help you. I promise.
I've had the privilege of seeing Oman do a couple of training sessions, and if you can make that seminar, I'd highly recommend it because I think he's real impressive. I don't know why he's not on TV myself.
It's definitely a must. If you can make it, I think it will definitely will help you in your career. Be well spent money.
Oh yeah, I mean, unless you've been to as many countries as he has, had as many matches as he's had, and be able to book successful shows like he has, then you obviously have $20 worth of learning to do. So I mean, that's how I look at it. If you aren't on the same level as him or beyond him in your mind, then really you should pay $20 to go do that. If you don't, then you obviously either think you're better than Jake Owen and better than that level of wrestling, or you just don't care about being a wrestler. That's my opinion on it.
Marcus, you have anything else?
Yeah, more of a statement. Me and Tony watched an NWA show on Saturday. We're talking NWA, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. There's a lot of history in that company. 3 guys on that show Sunday was on that show this past weekend. Brandon Day was doing commentary. J-Rock Daddy was wrestling, and so was Ashton Adonis. So you got NWA guys going to be on the FEW show on Sunday.
Yes.
So come on, guys.
Sure.
You're talking people you're not going to see very many other places this side of the Ohio border, or because they're doing better things.
For
I mean,
$12?
Yep.
For $12 too. And the thing is like, that's the thing is that Marcus and I have talked a bunch about it. I think what sets FEW apart a little bit, not that it's reinventing the wheel, but what sets it apart a little bit is that a lot of its roster, you don't see many places in Indiana. You don't see the same guys. You see a pretty diverse roster with a lot of first-time matches over and over again, and you're seeing guys from all over the country. And like I'm telling you guys, I am trying to put together, I'm peeling back the curtain a little bit, trying to put together a show in February where if there's enough people through Royal Rumble or all over the country, we're going to try to make a show that is all brand new people that have never been seen in Indiana, so you guys can have an entire show before the FEW show, kind of like a spot pop-up show that is all out-of-state talent to be able to be seen, to see what you guys like for a little different flavor of ice cream in terms of the wrestling. So if that's something you guys are interested in, please send feedback, let me know, and we can try to put it together. But I want to see what the fans of Indiana think about that, if that's even something you guys would be open to, or if it's not something that's really that impressive or that interesting, because if not, I won't waste the time. But if so, I can pull a lot of strings and I can get a lot of people in there.
Oh, just do it. Don't worry about it. I mean, I know the 4 of us want to see that.
Marcus, don't worry about anybody else. Just,
Hey, but if people are listening and they want to put their 2 cents in, please let me know, because the thing is, I have enough connections. I mean, right now, currently, I'm talking to you guys from Salt Lake City, and I'm helping run. I'm going to start helping run with Manny Lemons. He runs Devotion Championship Wrestling, and I'm going to start helping him down here. So it's, the commissioner thing and the booking thing is not just an Indiana thing. I'm going to help all over the country right now. So I got ties in Virginia, Canada, New York, Jersey, Pennsylvania, all over. So always looking for new talent, always looking for opportunities. Thank you very much, Kelso.
That stuff too.
Marcus, did you have anything else?
No, I think no. That we covered what we needed to.
Did you have anything more?
I have something that's not, I won't say it's not wrestling related, but as you know, I am the ratings draw. So to you, Mr. House, your Buffalo Bills, my Detroit Lions,
We should do it.
Bowl, ratings through the roof.
Oh my God! You know how awesome it would be, win or lose. I would love to have that as a Super Bowl. I think America would love to see that as a Super Bowl, as long as it's not Kansas City.
Yeah, anybody but Kansas City. Yeah.
Or the Dallas Cowboys. I'll just take those 2 out.
Yes.
they're just looking like the best 2 teams right now, really.
Yep.
They're looking good. They're looking good.
I did have one question before we let you get out of here.
Sure.
Let you promote again real quick and then get out.
Yeah.
I did have a question about the WWE ID program.
Sure.
Do you have any thoughts on that? What do you think?
To be honest with you, from what I understand of it, and I haven't dove deep into it, I think it's a new twist on an old idea. Like right now, before they had the ID program, I mean, you could always apply to be an extra and apply to have your name in there. But what I like about this is that it's almost taking pro wrestling and turning it back into the territory days, where it's allowing companies to put their best foot forward to prove to the WWE that they are worth the time. And the thing is, WWE goes, here's our standards. This is what we require. And if you want to be a part of it, then you need to follow our rules. And instead of WWE spreading themselves thin and trying to get professional athletes and trying to get all these people and not really having a finger on the pulse, because there's frankly too many independents and too many people trying to come up in the ranks for the amount of employees that they can have. You can only send, they can only send Gabe Sapolsky so many places. So what do? You have the promotions kind of police themselves, and they go in, they go, here's our best dude. What do you think about this? And then if that's, someone that they want, then they can start following that one person. By following that one person in that area, you're going to start seeing all the talent around, and then you're going to start seeing quality talent, which then takes, to be frank about this, it takes all the BS wrestling schools that just take people's money and don't really know how to train, that call themselves professional wrestlers because they've been, they went to one seminar 17 years ago from some guy that jobbed out in WCW. That makes them a professional. Now you have to go to accredited schools because if WWE wants to use you, you're not going to make it with these podunk BS fly-by-night welfare check promotions. You're going to have legit companies that are pumping out legit students that are now working themselves up the ranks, which to me is a model for success in professional wrestling, because now they're letting the independent scene police itself, and they're rewarded by being able to go to WWE instead of WWE trying to police the independents, which is almost impossible.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
It makes sense. Well, let's give us our the times again and how much tickets are and everything for the show on Sunday.
Yep. So right now it is $12 pre-sale, $15 at the door, and we are looking at, just pulling it back up again. Sorry, I had to pop out of it. We're looking Sunday, November 24th at the H.J. Ricks Center for the Arts at 122 West Main Street in Greenfield, Indiana. Doors open at 5 p.m. Bell time is at 6. And again, $12 pre-sale tickets, $15 at the door. And if you want to come early as a pro wrestler from 2 to 4, come in, $20, hang out with Jake Owens, stay for the show. Show me some love. Come to the show. Please let me know that we're doing all right. And if you do come, give me some feedback. We're going to start being a little more interactive, or we're going to start putting out polls, and we're going to start putting out competitions. If you start commentating or at least interacting with us after the show and giving us feedback and whatnot, we're looking at potential merchandise giveaways, ticket giveaways. We're going to start doing a lot more of that stuff. So the more you come and the more you interact, the more we're going to give back to you as a thank you. So come on, hang out. It's a Sunday. What else are you going to be doing? I mean, obviously not watching the Colts. They're not making this. They're not making the playoffs.
Hey, easy.
I love the Colts, but this is not their year, and they need one more year with Richardson. And I think they have all the building blocks.
Hey, we're gonna get our ass kicked by Detroit, and then we're gonna win 5 straight, and we're gonna make the playoffs.
If you make the playoffs, I'll be very happy, because I have a soft spot in my heart. I went and watched the Colts games, and I like the Colts. I just don't know if they're to that caliber this year, because they're in a little bit of a rebuild year, and that's okay.
Yep.
A young quarterback that has
to not the Chiefs, so I'll cheer for them all day.
Yep. 100%.
We have a young quarterback that has a lot of learning to do.
That's for sure.
Hey, he's basically Josh Allen 2.0. He's a big, burly guy that's got to figure out the accuracy and figure out the game. It's just, I mean, you think about it, he's only got 20-something starts in general. He just has to have the game slow down for him. Once he figures it out, that guy's going to be a beast.
He played his best game yesterday. The best game he's played in the NFL. So
he looked good.
Thanks for coming on. Is there anything else you want to hit real quick?
No, I appreciate the time. Anytime you guys want me on, appreciate you letting me come in here with little man and let him get his debut,
Yeah.
But I appreciate everything you guys do, and I appreciate everything you guys do for professional wrestling and for Indiana, and just keep it up. Just keep it up, because I thoroughly enjoy it.
I appreciate that. Well, you have a good night.
You guys have a wonderful night.
all right.
Bye, guys.
Okay, Marcus, we're going to start our independent.
We got okay. Go ahead.
We'll start our independent wrestling report for this week, Marcus. I'll let you go ahead and start.
I got a question. What the hell's wrong with Bruce McGar bad-mouthing me all of a sudden?
I don't know. What did he say?
He hates me, and he hates Mike Noble. Now, how the hell did I get on the same level as Mike Noble?
I understand the Mike Noble thing, but
where did he put that one at?
It's way up at the top. He said he hates all of us, but especially me. He hates
yeah. I remember saying hate all of us.
And Ref Mike, you know the story there. Cool it.
Oh, you're talking.
I wasn't in FWPW, but Brody evidently had a beef because he came to where I was at. So I made the man come to the man. So
made the man come to the man. Okay.
Hey, Brody came over to our commentary table looking for you.
Yes,
I'm sure,
I know.
you couldn't hear him because we were muted at that time, but he was there.
Yeah. and I'm not going to repeat what he said, but
Oh, he told me what he said.
Okay.
So, he come up at the intermission, grabbed a hold of me, and says, "Listen here." And I don't remember. I can't say it. But anyhow. All right. I got 2 sets of results, and then you guys want to cover Warrior Pro then?
yes, I will.
That. All right. I did get the WCW results from Friday night thanks to our good buddy Kevin Mitchell, who was in attendance. Juan Sanchez. We want to send our – how do we want to put that?
Get well
Just to Juan Sanchez because he did get hurt yesterday.
Yes.
Nothing was broke. Nothing was tore. He does go back Wednesday for a follow-up. So, Juan, best wishes, buddy, and hope we see you back really soon. So,
And it sounds like he, from what I read, maybe he re-aggravated a injury that he had already sustained earlier on. So it was just kind of maybe not fully healed or
one of them young guys. No,
Yep.
Juan, you're in a class of a lot that you think you're invincible, and a little ache ain't going to hurt you, and then the ache gets bigger, and that's a lesson you'll learn. I know a lot of people over the years that they learn that lesson the hard way, but you did learn it. So
he had kind of a funky landing, and he immediately went to the back and got attention. So that was a good thing. And
well, yeah. Okay. So WCW Wrestling Outlaw Arena, again, thanks to Kevin Mitchell Friday night. Juan Sanchez defeated the WCW Gunslinger champion Hidari in a non-title match, thanks to our good freaking buddy there, Mike Noble, and his brass knuckles. See, Mike can't keep his nose out of nothing. So he caused Hidari the match, but
Noble sucks.
Hidari kept the belt because it was non-title. Ruthless Domination defeated a interesting team of Johnny Blaze and Cruiser the Bullfrog. Austin James defeated Hank Calhoun. Then Mike Noble defeated Zach Nova. Kenneth James defeated Waterboy and Pogo in a triple threat match. The tag team champions of Carter Kaufman and Elijah Arrows defeated Cecil Cerveza and Timmy Jackson in a non-title match. That was Kevin's match of the night. Logan Myers defeated David Light, and Brody Botkins defeated Jordan James in the main event. Then, let's go there. Okay. Kelly Warren and I was in Crawfordsville last night. Warren ring screamed to start because he didn't have a mic, but he still did very well. He won't sing the national anthem, so don't ask him to do that because he says no. I'm still laughing on that.
Why not? Why did you sing the national anthem? You could have been the first GWR member to sing the national anthem.
I'm saving that spot exclusively for Tony.
You let us down.
Tony, yes, it's Tony. That's
we know Tony's high school nickname was the Velvet Voice. So
yeah. See, we could have made arrangements, or we could have had Mike Noble show up and back you up, rap it with you. And
Mike Noble was there.
Was he? See, he could have rapped with you. There was the
So anyhow, okay. Are you
all right? There was the chance for Marcus and Noble.
Yeah,
that was the chance.
They could have backed you up instead of the Backstreet Boys. You guys could have been the.
Did you even imagine? And nobody. How do you know that didn't happen? Nobody was there to record it. That could have happened. It did, but it could happen. Okay. Anyhow. Yeah, Ward, when he walked in, at first I had to double glance at him when he walked in because
a lot of people.
Yeah, you looked good yesterday. And my pictures are up so you can see Warren and his ring announcing debut. But anyhow, okay, here we go. New Generation Wrestling opening match. Rory Shield defeated Chris Gordon. Kenneth James defeated Kelly's boyfriend, Nelson Edwin Robert Doolittle V. Boy, you ought to see the people. Oh, it was funny when he come around that corner and Kelly stood up, give him the kiss. You ought to see like the referee and half a dozen people just like, hey, I says, it's a long story. It's a long story. Then he went down to the other end of the row and that lady hauled off and slapped him. And he said every time he gets a kiss from Kelly, he ends up getting slapped by somebody later down the line. So, Marco Modello, that's first I've seen of him. Yeah. Marco Modello, he does an Italian gimmick. And Nick Moss defeated Colby Jack and the Blue Mako. Ace Anderson defeated Zay Gates to retain the Hoosier State title. That was a pretty good match. Thomas Moore and the Techno Cowboy defeated Cecil Cerveza and Tyler Scott. Brody Botkins defeated the Face Collector in the Battle of the Big Guys. And then the main event was Jason Levi versus Jimmy Carrot. It was for the NGW title, ended in a no contest. Jason took out referee Carter. Jimmy kicked Tommy Two Shoes in the nads, and they just double DQ'd him, no contest. We do have a few matches set up for next month. Referee Carter did call out Buck Sexton because he's tired of Buck Sexton always bad-mouthing him, smacking him, beating him up. So Buck Sexton will wrestle if he answers the call.
He said fight, not wrestle. He said
fight, yes.
Okay.
We'll take on referee Carter. And it was over whoever was supposed to win the main event was to take on Excalibur at the Christmas show in December. And since it was a no contest, Jason Levi said, hey, Jimmy, you want to be part of that? So triple threat, Jimmy Carrot, Jason Levi, and Excalibur. Come on now. That's going to be unbelievable. Match of the night was the main event for me. Jimmy come out at intermission and just started berating everybody. I mean, it was exactly what we thought Jimmy would do once we got him here. So
now, also the storyline stuff you did miss, though. At the beginning of the show, Levi came out, was talking, and he got attacked by a masked man. And everyone thought it was what's his name? I'm spacing on the manager's name that bought his ticket.
John Downs.
Yeah, John Downs. But no, he was ringside, still suspended with his ticket. And Larry gave him a little whatnot, but he sat there. And then during intermission, God dang, I'm spacing on names right now. I said so many yesterday.
Thomas Keith
came in with his ticket and sat down there. And after the main event, Levi was talking with them. And yet again, that masked man came out with a pipe and ran out before anyone could get a hold of him. So big mystery on who the masked man is.
Well, Jason went over to confront Thomas and Jake. No, that ain't right. John. Well, you got the last name. So, but and why Paffa was over there trying to break that up, then the masked man snuck in and attacked. So, yes. I have not been to a bad Christmas show at NGW, and I think I've been to every one of them. So this is like their WrestleMania. It's better than their anniversary show. Always has been, I think.
Didn't we go to the Christmas show last year?
Yeah, you was there last year. You seen the Grunge taking on Santa and all that?
Yep. I thought it was at that show.
Okay, Marcus, are you done?
Yeah, that's all I had.
Okay, well. Warren, did you have anything you wanted to add since you had a different perspective of that show?
I mean, like I say, it was a ton of fun. My match was Zay versus Ace.
That's a close second.
When I got in the ring, I let everyone know if they were about to blow the roof off, and honestly, they did. There was a little Zay Gates seemed a little maybe wanting to go to the dark side, so we'll see. We'll see what goes on with that. He had a chair. He was ready to wallop Ace, but held back. So
okay, well, sounds like an awesome show. Next up, we was at War Pro Wrestling 38. Opening match started off with a championship match. Champion JB defeated Jared Kripke, kind of in a roll up, kind of a quick victory there. And Kripke was not happy and attacked him after that. So I don't think this is over. I don't think this is over by a long shot. From there, we had IK3 destroying the Masked Wrestler. We didn't get the name of the Masked Wrestler. He come out and then IK3 music played, and he just destroyed this guy and rang the bell, and he pinned him. So IK3 upset over his title loss last month and trying to work his way back up to a title shot. From there, we had Tank and Jeremy Hadley against Beat, Buck Sexton, and Scorpion. Kind of a weird tag team matchup there. Pretty interesting matchup. Again, Tank and Hadley won that match. Hadley is outstanding. I tell you what, he just put on a show. Just fantastic. Just loved it.
The reason I'm laughing is because even though you had the music muted, I could see him going around yelling at everybody. because
we could hear it. We could hear it in our head. We didn't even
Yeah,
need
when he
the
won the
music.
match, he went crazy. He just
Well, I wish you could have heard it because you'd have heard him laughing.
Oh, I was
He
rolling.
kicked back in the chair
I
laughing.
was rolling.
It was
I was rolling. Yeah, he got me, man. He's just fantastic. If anybody hasn't seen Jeremy Hadley, wherever he's at, go pay the money and go see Jeremy Hadley. It's well,
and
well
he's a
worth
lot of places. So I mean,
Everywhere.
he wrestles for a lot of people. So
it. Yeah, he wrestles all over the state from one end to the other. So definitely don't want to miss Jeremy Hadley. From there, after intermission, we had 6-man scramble featuring T.I. Ice, and he won the match. Also in that match was Juan Sanchez, who got injured in that match. So again, prayers out to him. Hopefully he's feeling better. Also features Zach Nova, Mikael Murphy, and Tyler Scott, and Cannonball Alexander. So again, T.Y. Ice got the pinfall there, and we'll see where he goes from here next month. Then we had Hammer beat HAUSS Huxley in a 5-count match. That's kind of old school. You remember King Kong Bundy used to do the 5-count stuff. So yeah, I always enjoyed the 5-count stuff.
HAUSS Huxley had the match won, but he forgot it. He forgot it was a 5-count match.
I like HAUSS, but I question how smart HAUSS is.
Wait a minute now.
He forgot.
Wait a minute.
Hey, he knew the match was a 5-count match, and he forgot.
yes, you're in trouble because I got Big Brody on me, Big Hoss on him.
With Brody. Now you're picking a boat with
No,
HAUSS.
I'm not picking
What
a
the,
boat.
what the hell's going on here? You guys are picking like two of the biggest guys around.
I know I can't remember stuff for 5 minutes.
Hey, and Warren had issues with.
He should be able to remember that it was a 5-count match.
Yeah, well, poor old Warren had issues with Face Collector yesterday, which is another big guy. So,
oh man, we're going to do a 6-man tag in Zoom 3. Chris, our manager. We'll get
we're
Chris.
in trouble if that's our manager.
Hey, Ward, who you going to attack? I mean, they're picking the biggest guys.
They said Savage.
I'm crazy, not stupid. You think I'm about to start picking on the big guys? Come on.
But anyway, HAUSS, he did, Chris. He had the match won and got up, and then Hammer got him and won the match with the 5-count. Then in the main event, we had Brody Botkins. He's the new champ. He's not just carrying around the belt anymore because he stole it. He won the match. It was a no DQ match, and that match was, I mean, it came out before the bell rang. They started and just went nonstop, chairs, all kinds of objects. Pretty good match. It was probably my match of the night, my moment of the night. The guy of the night was Jeremy Hadley, but the match of the night was the main event, and just Cecil just didn't quite have enough for Brody, man. Brody just is a handful.
And Brody had a lot of help.
Yes,
he had a lot of help from David Lee.
He was the key factor. So yeah, definitely that manager definitely made the difference in that match. But
I do have a question.
Yes,
one of those matches, somebody was going to use something. Wrist tape. I think it was wrist tape.
Yes.
And the referee took the wrist tape away from whoever had it and walked out of the ring and threw it in the trash. Now, what the hell was that shit about? Why did the referee get up and throw the garbage away?
Don't ask me.
That's the first I ever seen that, because I told Warren, I says, you ain't going to believe this shit, but the referee just grabbed this stuff and walked out of the ring to the trash can.
And also, we did get friendly. So I don't know. I'm sure he's done it. Well, I know he's done it before because I heard about it. He done it the night before somewhere else. But for the first time, we got to see the Swifty Rooney from.
Yeah, I was telling
Jeremy
about the Swifty Rooney myself. We didn't know what it was called, but it says he's in there.
Swifty Rooney. He did it the night before at another show, but definitely the debut there at War Pro, I believe. So we got to see the Swifty Rooney.
That guy kills me.
So
that guy kills me.
So pretty solid show. Sound like you guys seen a really good show. Sound like Kevin Mitchell seen a real good show on Friday night. So a lot of good wrestling out there.
That's why we keep telling everyone there's no excuse. It's all over the place.
Yep, it is. Hopefully we'll be hearing from Mr. Grubb here pretty soon.
Yeah, I have not reached out to him. He just got off the plane this morning or last night. Have you not heard anything?
Oh, let me see.
No. He sent him the link, I'm pretty sure. Well, I had a few things we could talk about here while we wait.
Miller.
I didn't know what the hell was going on there. I was going to go over the Exodus Pro Wrestling there from Cleveland, Ohio, NWA territory. It was a pretty good show. I thought it was a pretty decent show. We got to see, like Marcus said earlier, we got to see J-Rock Daddy. We got to see Marcus's favorite, Gaston LaRue.
Oh shit!
got to
I've said that wrong this week. That's your bet.
Got to see Lord Crew. Got to see Ashton Adonis. Got to see Carson Drake.
Oh God, Carson Drake! Where the hell that dance come from? I wish he was doing that back when he's at Warrior Pro. That just killed me.
Yeah, well, it was good. And got to see.
What was he doing? What kind of dance was he doing?
Well, you're just going to have to go back because I'm not about to say
Yeah,
I figured he was doing the Trump dance. That's a new fad. That's what
That's
what everybody's doing.
I think that was it. If what you got ready to do, I think that's what he was doing.
And then Tom Latimer was also on the show, and EC3. So it was a pretty good show, a pretty solid show.
Kylie Page was on there as a guest commentator while Brandon was off taking care of business.
Looked like they had a pretty good crowd there. Like Marcus said, he would have been happy to go there and paid money to see the show. So yeah, it'd been worth the money.
I don't know what I thought at first that was like an old church, but they had a disco ball above the ring, so I'm not sure what that building was used for or what they used that building for. But the venue was even nice.
Yeah, it was nice. Okay, we'll move on here real quick. First thing I had some questions, and this first question is for Warren Misery. What changes would you make to fix AEW? If you was the guy in charge right now, what would you do? What would be the first thing? What would be the first thing you would do besides kill Tony Khan and take his money?
First thing I would do
is
I would gather all my most seasoned veterans and get them involved in backstage storylines and everything else. Get them involved, get them to be part of this, use their knowledge and their experience, because I think that's one of the biggest issues, to make this something where people want to come see it, and then worry about the small venues after.
I got a question, Warren, on that. Do you mean former wrestlers or people that's also wrestling in the company, or just people that are there that's not competing, but they're veterans?
Oh, the former wrestlers.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah. Because I mean, they're the ones that have been there, that know what's going on and what's up. And it's interesting you asked this question, because today I was reading a bit that Moxley was talking about how a lot of the young guys, they're feeling down because they're basically being told that, you're down a lower rung of the ladder. You're not going to get mic time. You're not going to get any of this kind of stuff. You're not going to get backstage interviews. And he's like, we've all been lower rung. There's no reason that these people should be getting ignored. They need to be getting this seasoned in and worked up too. And once again, like I said, that's a veteran guy that knows, has been around, that knows what they need to do backstage. And I would definitely bring in some more guys that understand what needs to be done, because like I said, it's the reason the attendance is down is because people aren't interested. So you've got to make it interesting. It's not because there's nothing else to do. It's just why go? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I'd make Tony Khan either decide if he wants to be the chief football strategist for the Jacksonville Jaguars, or if he wants to run AEW.
Yeah.
Well, after that beat down yesterday, you'd think he's running both of them, AEW and the Jags.
He is. His official title for the Jacksonville Jaguars is the chief football strategist. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
He runs a football team and a wrestling promotion, has no idea what the hell he's doing.
Marcus, I got a question for you. What does the NWA need to do to make it?
Well, they got to get consistent, for one. There's no consistency right now. I mean, they have a good show one week, and then they go 3 weeks of pure, like, well, people show up, we'll put them on the card type of thing. So,
yeah, I think they got to get a TV deal. They got to get a. They
got
got to
to
get a.
Help too. Yeah.
Same thing with TNA. They got to get on a better stage. Both of them could get on the stage. Before we bring in Grub, one more question for all four guys. Is there anything? What would you change about the WWE right now? If you had the pencil, if you were in charge, what one thing? I know they're successful, I know they're doing great, but if there was something you could change, what would it be?
They may want to rethink Netflix. Everybody said it. I had to throw it out there.
I think they'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do you know over 60 million people
But-
watch that fight? They're not going to have that problem with.
Why? What fight are you talking?
Well, the women's
Well-
fight. The women's fight.
No, over 60 million people watched it. Maybe
You'll
over
try to.
yeah, maybe tried to watch it.
Yeah.
Couldn't even watch the fucking
Mortimer
thing. But
Blankenship. Mortimer Blankenship is on our program next week, and he did the best statement I think I've ever heard. He says, "Boy, how everybody woke up on a Sunday morning or a Saturday morning, and all of a sudden we're boxing experts."
Yep.
I thought that.
but they'll figure it, they'll get it figured out too, because they have
2 big games Christmas Day.
they have the Christmas Day NFL games.
2 big games.
and-
Good games.
and that's a lot of money. And if they fuck that up, they'll be in big trouble too. So
And they're going to have big views for that. Warren, what would it be for you? What would you change about WWE?
I mean, I know I don't know about change, but I know what I'd want to focus on, and that is building your future, getting these people they've got ready to take the ball and run when Roman's done, when Seth is done, when Cody's done.
Well, the ID might do that though.
Yeah, that I mean, that's just I really outside of.
They've done that with the women's division. They got plenty there. They do need to get that, and I think that's why the ID for the men's side, especially.
Like I've
man,
always
you got
said,
lucky, Billy.
growing up in the 80s and through the Attitude Era, and like when you watch all that old Attitude Era stuff, like the one I saw recently was the one where it's basically all their big stars. It was during the Invasion Angle, and everyone was in the ring. You had Angle in the ring, you had Taker in the ring, Rock, Stone Cold, Rob Van Dam. They were all doing their finishers on each other. And it ended with Austin at the end, stun the Rock, and then Vince come out stage, and you look at the crowd, you hear the crowd, and it's insane.
Yeah.
And it was because they built all of those guys to be, I don't want to say the bad, but larger than the business itself. To where these, I think that's that last little bit that's missing is that they've got great talent, but just to. The Attitude Era was because it was goosebumps all the time. It was everything from you hear the glass, it's your ass. You hear the Rock, if you smell, and people just exploded. And now it's you get a good crowd response now when someone come out, but it's nowhere near that level, and they need to get back to that. And I think cultivating these guys to make them ready for it.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring our special guest in, Mr. Justin Grubb.
Damn, you gotta use my shoot name all the time.
Well, hell, I don't know. You was retired, and then you're back. The hell, I don't know who you are half the time.
That's all good. It's all good.
Hell, my king told me that this retired shit wouldn't last more than probably 7-8 months.
Well, it lasted a year. Let rumble to rumble.
Yep. Mike was right. Pretty close.
It was close. In my retirement match with Travis, I ended up breaking my back. It was some time off, but then I did the recovery. I did the PT and everything I needed to do. Thank God I didn't need to have surgery, and I feel better than I did a year ago.
That's awesome. And I see you just come back from a nice vacation.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a new experience. I definitely want to book my next cruise. That's for sure.
Good. That's awesome. Well, guys, we'll go ahead and get this started. We're going to let Marcus go first. We'll let Warren go second. Chris will go third, and I'll go last.
How do we do this?
It's just
tell me the rules.
Start throwing questions.
Just rapid fire questions. We'll go about 20 minutes or so, and that's how it goes.
Right, sounds good.
All right.
We all have our own styles, so we all have our own set of questions. So, so basically, when did you get the interest in wanting to be a pro wrestler? Or actually, when did you fall in love with the sport? Let's start with that. And then tell us when you decided to.
Oh, man. Basically, as soon as my mom and dad found out that they were having a boy, my grandmother, her name was Debbie, rest in peace. She died when I was 3. I'm not trying to make these answers really long either. She passed away when I was 3, and she bought me my very first Sting, the Bop It thing, the big blow up. You punch it and it comes back to you. Bleach blonde Sting with the blue, pink, and white face paint.
That was the good
That's
Sting.
when I really fell in love.
I got one of them in my collection somewhere.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Warren.
All right. Well, first time meeting you. How we doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So, like I said, I mean, since I really don't know a whole lot, I'll sort of get one, and I can brew some more questions as we go along. What how extensive is your knowledge of wrestling? I mean, is it you just strictly a WWF guy, a WCW? I mean, do you see some of the international stuff? What's your
as far as like the international and like AEW stuff, there's a few that I follow as far as AEW. I'm not going to name names because I'm not going to get their names out there right yet because one, I don't have permission to put their names out there, but I have family members that are in AEW right now. So I watch them whenever they get a chance. They're also in Ring of Honor. So I watch them whenever they get to wrestle on those shows. But also, as far as like the international stuff, I watch the clips. I've always grew up on WWE, WCW, ECW, and some of the early, mid 80s, early 90s stuff. So
okay. Yeah. All right. We're about on the same level there. Yeah.
Chris.
Before
okay, here we go.
we have a question from Kelly Fine.
Well, I mean, let's put it this way. Kelly, you're my favorite super fan. However, Marcus is my favorite commentator.
Okay.
That's his favorite ring announcer, and I'm the favorite for that work.
Okay.
Wait a minute, has he choked Marcus out before?
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah,
Hey, the past is the past.
You're supposed to forget about that, I guess.
You either run from it or you learn from it.
Okay. My first question is biggest mistake that you made when you started wrestling. What was the thing that you messed up on? If you could go back and change it, you would change it.
Probably tell my 15-year-old ass to slow the hell down. Because I was way too fast in a lot of my matches. I would probably blow a lot. I mean, you could even ask, J.H. Hogg. I probably blew him up in our matches within 3 to 4 minutes. I just wanted to go fast. That's how I was. That's what I did in football. I just wanted to run. So looking back, I wish I would have, slowed down a little bit more in some of my matches at the beginning, but that comes with experience.
Okay, Marcus.
First WrestleMania you remember watching within 6 months after it took place.
First WrestleMania within 6 months that it took place. WrestleMania, I believe it was WrestleMania 3, Andre versus Hogan.
Oh wow, you went back a while. Most of them we get double digits, so that's pretty good.
That's first one. That's first one I remember watching.
Warren, what's yours?
I mean, see, the problem is, I grew up in that rock and wrestling. So to within 6 months, my parents weren't big, you usually had to have the gigantic satellite dishes to pull the stuff in.
Yep, that's why I remember that WrestleMania, because we went to my uncle's house because he had that big ass satellite dish.
I would honestly, I can remember back to WrestleMania 2. At like I said, my uncle's house, my cousin who was a few years older than me, him and his friends were over there, and I went over there, and yeah.
Shake Cousin, amen.
Okay, I believe it's Warren's turn.
Yeah. All right. So let's make them easy on you here. DX or NWO?
DX.
I mean, like I've and like it was so funny. It's like until like they really brought out my, just seeing that stuff that really brought out more in me too, where I felt more, I'll say liberated, but I was more out there.
Right. You felt, see, that's the problem. Like, I think that's the difference between like WCW and WWE. Like, and then you also look at it for like AEW and WWE as well. Like, storytelling in WWE, I hate to say it I hate to offend like the AEW fans too, but the storytelling in WWE is 20 times better than AEW. And it was always 20 times better in WCW. And you really was able to capture, was able to feel those moments as far as DX and Stone Cold and The Rock. And that's what launched the Attitude Era, and that's what made them the stars they were in the Attitude Era, because we were so drawn to them because they felt real to us. Like, come on, Stone Cold was the everyday man showing up to work, beating the shit out of his boss. Like, who wanted to do that to their boss in real life?
I had a question for Marcus real quick. Are you DX or NWO?
Early NWO.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, the original three. I mean, once they started branching out, it just got ridiculously large and stupid. If you keep with Nash, Hogan, and Hall, that was it.
That was the thing. DX. That was the thing. I think is DX was able to evolve and change. Where NWO they never did. What they tried to evolve to just never really caught on like the original.
Well, and then when DX ran that cannon down the,
when they showed up to the,
it's like that shit was just classic. I mean,
yep. Chris,
what's the biggest difference or biggest change you've seen in the wrestling business since when you first got in to now?
To now, I mean, the biggest difference. I mean, right off the get-go, you look NXT and TNA. Like, when I first started, you never would have thought WWE would have, be coexisting with TNA, starting the WWE ID program. You would never have thought that would happen. And here we are today. Now we got them coexisting, and you got WWE announcing everything outside of the business as far as New Japan and all their accolades too. So I guess just the culture. Wrestling's becoming a hot spot again. It's becoming big again, and it's exciting. And I'm glad to be a part of it again in some shape or form.
Kelly had another question, Chris.
Okay.
I mean, it's awesome. As getting them into the business, it's that's what I get the enjoy too, is getting to sit there, even being in the ring or not being on the side behind the production table, just seeing them being into it, whether they're beating up on the wrestlers, whether they're hooping or hollering. My kids are having a good time. But I look at I like to see as far our fans' reactions when I was behind a production table, and see how they reacted. But mostly, I pay attention to my kids, because my kids are going to give me an honest answer, and I could tell if they are emotionally attached to you or they're invested in your character, then you're doing a good job to me.
Okay, my question is, and it may not be a mistake, but since you've been starting backstage and promoting and doing that stuff, has there been any mistakes that you made that you would change, or what's been the hardest thing doing that, being more backstage instead of being out in the ring?
Not wanting to get involved. The hardest thing being backstage and everything is not getting to be a part of the shows. So now I kind of get to be part of the backstage, and now I get to be a part of the show as well. So I got to do the best of both worlds. So it's going to be fun to do. But yeah, I would, if I had to pick mistake, I would say probably trusting technology, because there'll be shows where we'll be like, all right, we're live, we're ready to go. And then the feed cuts. And so you don't know whether you're still live or not, but the program's telling you're still live. But trusting technology for one, and yeah, that's probably the biggest. Hey, you got a dog right there.
Yep, that's Pablo. Okay, Marcus.
Okay, so a rumor you're resigning your general manager's position.
Yeah, there is a rumor. I guess we'll have to see how the outcome is between me and Cruiser in this dog collar match. Like I said, I told he asked me, and I think you remember that, Marcus. One show he asked, "What do I got to do?" And I told him he had to get out of it. And then he did what he did with Cold X and joined them to get one over on the company and me, which whatever. But a wise man once told me, when there's a gift, there's a receipt, and I decided to cash mine in. Use what may be the last general manager power I have. Get in a match that I'm familiar with, in a dog collar match, up against this kid who's hot-headed, and beat him around a little bit and show him, hey, maybe this time you'll listen to me and not, oh, let me help and fall for the poison that Colt X gets me.
Okay, Warren.
Well, funny thing, as you guys see tonight, Called X is nowhere to be found. Usually they're in here chirping, running their mouths at yours truly and everyone else, but I haven't seen anything over in the side over here. So, maybe they got a little yellow and didn't want to have to be on here.
Ooh, yellow.
My guy Wild Thing's in here too. I got his back just like he's got mine. So, anyways. WWEF, WCW, ECW, what was your favorite finishing move you've ever seen?
My favorite finishing move I've ever seen. Oh, so many good finishing moves. But I have one story that's really great. I did a show up in Elkhart. I can't remember what the name of it off the top of my head. But I was wrestling Maple Leaf Muscle PD Williams. And PD told me in the match, he said, you're gonna do my move to me and pin me. I'm like, oh wait, whoa. I am not doing the Canadian Destroyer. He said, oh yeah, you're gonna do it. So anyways, I did the Canadian Destroyer to him, and I have mad respect for PD for letting me do that. But I would say the Canadian Destroyer is definitely one of my favorites. I've hit in Johnny Crisis with that many of times. I've even hit Johnny Crisis with it on top of a semi-trailer.
So
I
don't know if you had a.
I would say that the sharpshooter. I like the figure 4 leg lock. The Walls of Jericho, the Boston Crab. I mean, I could go on and name a whole bunch of moves that I like.
Yeah, the first time I remember seeing the Canadian Destroyer was PD and Styles and Christopher Daniels.
Yeah,
and that early TNA stuff was wild. And
man.
I'm a giant fan, and just because I grew up 20 minutes from Battle Creek, Michigan, I'm a huge fan of the 5-star frog splash. So,
Warren, do you know who invented the Canadian Destroyer?
Someone from Canada, hopefully.
You're gonna have to help me because I can't remember his name. The guy used to run TNA.
Oh,
Scott D'Amore?
Scott D'Amore invented the Canadian Destroyer.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was just impressed he brought up Boston Crab. It's like, man, you don't hear that very often anymore.
Hey, and
Justin, look who showed up!
Justin,
holy crap!
I know Justin knows. I know Marcus knows this. Justin, do you know who invented the Tombstone pile driver?
And I have video evidence because I just showed it to Tony over the weekend. Yeah. Well, Tony told me, but then the video.
I had seen it before too.
The Tombstone power driver. I don't know who invented that.
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant. I got the video. Wow. I'll send it to you. I will send it to you.
Yep.
That's new news to me.
Well, Chris had to step out for a second. So I'll do my question next here.
Okay, so whose front row ticket are you taking? Warren, are you taking Wild Thing's front row ticket, or are you taking Cold X's front row ticket?
Oh, I'll take Wild Things all day. I'm not taking generosity from them because then they expect something back from me, and that ain't gonna happen.
Justin, Warren should be in house in December.
I agree.
Yep. Funniest person you've been around in a wrestling locker room?
And then we want stories that you're laughing.
Do I really have to do this? The ladies' man's Mike King.
Yeah, I figured.
We can all see that.
That same show that if not the same night, but the same show that I wrestled Petey Williams, me and Mike King had this infamous night where the booker and the promoter didn't see eye to eye that night. And the booker basically said, inmates run the asylum. And you guys need to do whatever you want. So me and Mike King had a Iron Man match that night. And the promoter told us that there was this big table. I'm talking, it was probably like that thick. And just got it. He said, that table's brand new. Everybody stay away from it. Mike King busted up laughing. And he said, absolutely not. We're going through. And I said, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not trying to lose a booking or anything like that. Like, I'm not doing it. And so, anyways, in the match, we worked over there. We got up on the table, and he said, get ready. We're going through this table. I said, no, we're not. Anyways, he back body dropped himself. So I had to actually not botch the move. And he threw himself. We went through the table. We're laying there. And we both look over, and you just see the promoter going, fuck this, fuck that, fuck, throwing a temper tantrum. And Mike is just busting up laughing while laying down on the table. Yeah, he was probably the funniest one. And then the second funniest would have to be Brandon Collins, one of my good friends from down in Georgia.
Okay, Marcus?
You're muted, Marcus.
Marcus, you're muted.
There you
go. All right, Billy Buzz, you asked who invented the Boston Crab, and it came up as Riki Choshu. He's a Japanese wrestler.
Yeah, Japanese. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know that name.
Okay. You said we know we've seen you in a strap match because you had to attack me to get the strap match. This isn't your first bull rope match or bull? No. This isn't your first dog collar match?
No. So this is not my first dog collar match. So Evo Wrestling and Logan Sport, I wrestled for them back 2006, 2007. I can't remember when I stopped. But I was feuding with a good friend of mine, a brother of mine, God rest his soul, rest in peace, Tony Duke. Him and I had literally a 2 or 3 year long feud almost at 3 or 4 different opponents or different promotions. And it was just us going to these different promotions, having different matches. And we had a dog collar match at Evo, and I think I was 16 or 17 at the time of that. I do have pictures, so if I can find them to you guys, I'll send them to
you. Okay, Warren.
Yeah, that's right. It's Mr. Warren to you guys. Anyways, which would I've asked one before. Which would you rather have as an in-ring performer? A 3-month run with a World Heavyweight Championship, or an 8-month run with like an Intercontinental Championship?
That's tough. Because I look at it this way, like to get into WWE, you got to bust your ass. You got to work your ass off, get there anyway. So I think whether I get an 8-month run as an Intercontinental Champion and that's all I get, or I get a 3-month run as the World Champion, that's all I get. I'm going to give it 120%, and I'm going to give every damn piece of existence and make every moment count when I have those. Whether it's 3 months with the world title, whether it's 8 months with the Intercontinental, whether it's 1 day with the WWE Championship, it doesn't matter. I'm going to give it 120%.
Chris?
What's been your biggest moment of your career so far?
Biggest moment in my career so far? When I almost got to kick Mark. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Marcus.
Hate show. It's the Marcus Hate show today.
Honestly, Christian Cash and Justin Terrell versus Brody Botkins in a 201 handicap match. Fans bring the weapons.
Okay.
I honestly do not think we could ever top that match in AACW.
Okay.
I haven't seen the match, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
It is on YouTube. You can
clip.
definitely watch it. It's very intense.
Here's another question from Kelly.
What advice would I give to young kids that want to be professional wrestlers? Oh, that's a good one.
You're doing all right there.
I'm gonna do the same thing that was told to me. Shut your mouth, open your ears.
That's
and
advice for everyday life.
When there's a gift, there's a receipt. If you get a potato, give a potato. But yeah, be a sponge. Shut your mouth, open your ears, pay your dues. That's basically what I've learned. So yeah, I would say those three.
If you were starting a brand new wrestling promotion tomorrow, your vision only, who would be the first 5 people you would hire?
First 5 people I will hire. Who?
On the independent scene.
On the independent scene. Shit. That doesn't really help me.
Well, you got to pick some good ones.
Yeah.
I stumped him.
You did. See, I was all ready to go when you were going to say like anybody from WWE.
I'll amend it. Two big names, 3 independents.
Oh, 2 big names, 3 independents. Okay. 2 big names. I'm a Cody fan, so I got to put Cody. This is tough. I'm a real big Shane Mercer fan. I love the way he does all these creative shit as far as climbing on top of the ladder and doing a belly to back suplex, or not belly to back, but a falling away suplex. In fact, even moonsault out of it, I believe he did that.
Yeah,
he does.
I've seen him do moonsault off the top turnbuckle a few times.
I see him do it off the ladder.
Yep, off the ladder.
So I would say Shane Mercer, another one. I'm gonna have to put AJ. AJ makes everybody look like money. Cody, AJ, Shane Mercer. Two more independent. Man, that's tough.
That's tough.
That is tough. You stumped me.
Okay. We'll just call it. We'll call it tip 3. Okay, guys, this is our last round. Marcus, you go
Can I
first.
do it real quick too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, well, first of all, you brought up Shane Mercer. Is there a chance of Shane Mercer invading AACW anytime in 2025?
I would love to get Shane Mercer into AACW. 2025, 2026. Hey, we'll try to get him here as soon as possible before he gets picked up anyway.
Yeah, and I'm surprised he hasn't. Favorite live show that you've ever attended? Wrestling.
Favorite live show that I've ever attended wrestling.
I mean, you were the fan. You weren't the worker.
Okay, I was a fan and not
like you paid the ticket to get in.
I would have to say it was a day after the show that we do not speak of anymore. I got my mom and dad got a thank you text from the Mouth of South Jimmy Hart for all the hospitality and stuff, transferring back and forth to the airport, the hotel, the venue, and everything. He said that if we didn't have anything the next day, that WWE was having the pay-per-view in Chicago. And this was when they were having that injury bug. And I believe Triple H had to wrestle 3 times that night. I believe he had to wrestle, I think he wrestled Umaga the first match, Randy Orton the second match, and then Umaga again in the third match. But we were 8 rows from the ring because Jimmy Hart left those tickets at will call for us for thanking us. And I got to see, I think it was the very first Punjabi prison match. It was
I'm sorry.
Batista versus the Great Khali, I believe was the first one. Or it was either Batista and him or it was Taker and him. But I do believe it was Batista.
Yeah, they talked the very first one. They said that them matches about killed them. So that's why they don't do them anymore. They said that them things were nasty.
That's a hell of a story. I heard that.
Yeah.
Okay, Warren.
What is the worst bump you've ever taken in the ring?
Oh God. Marcus, I've seen me take some crazy bumps. I would probably have to say down in Georgia for a company called DCW. I was wrestling a guy named Matt Gilbert. We were in a cage match, and I did a coast to coast from one top of the cage to Matt Gilbert. That was the worst bump I've ever taken.
That would be rough. Chris?
Damn.
Are you going to Royal Rumble in Indianapolis?
You damn fucking right I am.
We got our tickets too.
Hey, my kids have been asking me, Daddy, can we go? Go where? To the Royal Rumble. It's at Lucas Oil Stadium. No. And Daddy's been waiting for this for 33 years. You are not going. I'm enjoying this night.
How crazy if they're saying that Cena's going to be his last Rumble.
Yep.
Yes. I'll take it. Hey, John Cena, as much as a lot of people hate him, I liked him growing up. I have mad respect for John Cena. He did, he was the star for an era that WWE was on a kind of a downward because they didn't have the competition there. So, he kind of got the shit in the stick, so to speak. But Cena, without Cena, you don't have Cody, you don't have Roman, you don't have anybody else in the WWE today.
I bought a lot of his fucking merch over the years.
I still got the original PBR shirt.
Every show we go to, my son would get a shirt, hat, wristbands, all of it. Yep. Every time.
The one time I went, I I used to have a connection. So I'd get to go to like Raw and SmackDown on camera side front row a lot. It was actually an Indy years ago. I got tickets. Me and one of my buddies went, and Robert Matheson's family was sitting there next to us, and they left near the end. And so we moved over to their chairs. So we're dead center. And the dark match was Cena and someone versus Owens and someone. And so Cena come out, did his thing, threw his hat, and me and my friend at the same time both had it. I gave it up so he could have it because I know he's a way bigger Cena fan.
Awesome.
But yeah,
that's awesome.
Okay, the final question is for me. Best independent wrestling match you've seen live that you witnessed?
Best independent wrestling match I've seen live that I have not been a part of?
Yes.
Oh. You might have stumped me again.
Oh, man.
Wow. I'm gonna have to play favorites at this moment, and I'm gonna have to say, the hardcore match between Johnny Crisis and Damon DeVille at the Milwaukee Iron Show.
You know, the biker rally. Yep.
I agree.
Well, does anybody have anything else, or is there anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah.
Justin?
When's your guys' next show?
Yeah.
Let everybody know when your next show is and all that good stuff.
Yes, it's December 21st. Back, it is our last show for the year. We will shut down for January, February, let everybody kind of recover and whatnot. Plus, we don't want people driving out in the shitty weather. We're also doing a toy drive. Santa's Coalition. If I'm not mistaken. Or let me double check. So I don't want to get wrong. I want to plug them right. Santa's Hitchman out of Grant County. We're doing a toy drive with them at our next show. If you guys bring a toy, we're going to hand out the toys. Santa's going to be there. Santa might look a little different, by the way.
Oh.
So you guys definitely want to be there to see Santa. I heard that Christmas came early in the jungle.
Okay, I think I know what you're going with there.
Anyways, so the toys, what we're going to do is the toys that we get, we're going to hand out to kids at the show. And then the toys that we are left over, we're going to split between Santa's Hitchman. That way they can donate to Grant County. And then we're going to also donate to those affected by the hurricanes, Hurricane Milton, because, we want to get back to those. And then we're going to have the Tri-Central Wrestling program there. We're going to help raise some money for them too. We always help out the Tri-Central football program. But here's one thing I do want to tell you too, and this is one thing that I'm really shooting for. We're trying to do a big show, and I'm already in contact and trying to work with the AD and everything like that at the school. We're trying to do a big show on the 50-yard line, under the lights, at the school, on the football field. So we're trying to get that to be, we're going to try to be like our little WrestleMania. So that's a goal of mine going into 2025. But another reason why I want to do that, because back in the day, I want to say, I'm gonna try to find the poster. I'm gonna have my mom and dad help me look for the poster, because I believe it's at my parents' house. But I want to do a show at the school, because the last show at the school was a WWE live event in the early 90s. And so I want to be the other only wrestling company to put a show on at Tri-Central.
So that sounds awesome.
It's super cool.
Well, anybody anything else for Mr. Grubb?
Well, no.
I don't think so. Well, We appreciate you coming on.
Yes.
Hey, no problem, man. I always love coming on here, shooting the shit with you guys. Maybe pick on Marcus some.
One thing I did want to thank all our people that watch these shows. Our numbers have been really good. We've been at the end of the night here. We'll probably be at 500 or 600 people by the next week. By the next show, we've been over 1,000 about every week for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. So appreciate all the fans out there watching, and I think having the guest on the rapid fire, I think it's been doing really good. If you guys have any suggestions of something you would like to see or us do, let us know. We are.
Yeah, I would like to see Chris dressed up in a thong.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's how we lose viewers.
I thought, well, okay, you're going to be the only one. You could do that like on his only page or something.
Only wrestlers?
I was going to say, if you could talk Marcus into it.
You didn't say Marcus, said Chris.
I'm not done yet. Hold on. Marcus dress up as Santa Claus. Me and Chris could be a couple elves, and we'll let Warren dress up as Rudolph.
Oh, sexy elves to the Rudolph.
Except
All
Warren
right.
will have a brown nose because
Warren with a brown nose.
Okay. I'll do it only if you guys dress up as elves in wrestling singlets. Okay, that's.
they have it.
Oh,
dude.
no, those Speedos, you know, like Borat. Yes.
Might as well get that Borat swimsuit on if you ever.
That's
seen
what I'm
that.
saying. Yeah. Borat swimsuit with the elf ears and the hat.
Ah, damn! I'm gonna puke.
Right before Thanksgiving, too. Think about that stuff next week when you're getting ready to eat some turkey.
Oh, yeah. Think about that when you're eating the stuffing. Or those devil eggs.
That took an ugly turn. But again, thanks to the fans that's been watching the shows, and we appreciate it.
Thanks to fans and to you guys coming on. All the other people that have been on are going to be on. Thank you guys so much. You make it so much more fun.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we have people come up to us that don't even comment. Warren and I had a guy last night come up and says, "I watch your stuff." He just does a comment, but yeah, we got viewers in the comments. So
even the silent viewers do help.
Yep, definitely. Oh yeah. Well, everybody have a good night. I'm gonna go watch Monday Night Raw.
It's recorded, Tony. Let's do the classic WCW, though. That'll put butts in seats. It's already recorded. Come on.
Hey, that worked out real good for him, didn't it?
Yeah.
But no, we appreciate everybody watching. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube at Gonzo Sports Room. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, X, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room as well. And we'll see you guys next Monday right around 6:30.
9-1 Lions, baby.
That'd be absolutely devastating.
This is Joey Owens' show. They've been trying to get me on this broadcast forever, and this is the worst damn broadcast I've ever been on. So you all can kiss my ass while I win this match.